Hello students, welcome to Btech360. As you know, the JEE Main JoSAA Round 1 counselling data has already come out, and all of you know the kind of cutoffs that you're likely to look at. But what we're doing right now is to actually comparing the 2025 Round 1 cutoff with 2026 Round 1 cutoff, so that you know the rise or the fall in terms of the rank requirements that you need to get into a branch in a particular NIT, IIT, or GFT or IIIT or anything like that. And in that process, we're going to cover NIT Trichy right now. We have already covered a few IITs, we've already covered a few NITs. We're going to cover NIT Trichy now. Before I start, 3 requests that I always have for you. Please do subscribe to Btech360 if you've not already done that. If you want me to cover anything of your choice which is bothering you, please write to me in the message box here. I'll be happy to cover that for you. We're taking a series of content to help students out, and we're partnering with some universities which are very keen to ensure that all students take a more informed choice. So in that process, we partnered with the University of Bristol for this particular segment. Now about NIT Trichy, right? We're talking about round 1 closing rank analysis is what we're looking at this point in time. There are 2 things that I would want to tell you while we're talking about. We are actually talking of home state versus non-home state. So we're going to have 2 separate slides. And each of those segments will also talk of where the competition has become more intense, because of which you need a better rank to even get at the same branch as compared to last year. And a few branches where they've fallen, in the sense that even at a higher rank, you're likely to get into that branch at NIT Trichy because the competition to that extent has fallen, right? And we'll do it for home state and non-home state, both sides. So the first thing is outside home state is what we're talking of. We're talking of JEE Main rank. Remember very clearly, we're talking of JEE Main rank because it's NITs, and we'll talk of where there's an improved cutoff and there is a decrease in the cutoff, right? Now, Btech Electronics and Communication Engineering, last year the highest closing rank in round 1 was 3,221. This year it is 2,938. So there has been a drop of 283 ranks, or there is more competition to that extent, because what was 3221 has now come down to 2938. So there is greater competition for Btech Electronics and Communication Engineering at NIT Trichy, where it's fallen by 283 ranks. Now last year, this 3221, by the time it ended, the counselling was 3283. So this year, this 2938 might become 3000 at the most. But having said that, we are basically talking about almost a 10% drop, because about 300 ranks, 283 ranks is what it dropped. So to that extent, you need a far better rank than what you required last year to get into NIT Trichy for electronics and communications. And this outside the home state is what we're talking about. We actually have, if you see this here, there are 4 data sets that you have. One is a 25 round 1 rank, 2 is 26 round 1 rank, 3 is a difference between the 2 years, and 4th is what happened in round 6 by the time the entire thing closed last year in 2025. So that you actually know what is the journey that the student rank would have before it actually settles down at a certain place. So electronics is that, right? Then Btech Electrical and Electronics Engineering, last year it was 5,057, this time it's 4,987. So a rank drop of 70. And last year this ended at 5,637. So this year it might end with 5,700. That's my assumption, right? The third one is Btech Instrumentation and Control Engineering. Last year the round 1 cutoff ended at 9,163. This year it's 9,030. Remember this JEE Main rank because it's NITs. Say a drop of 133 ranks, right? And to that extent the quality has improved. That's the reason why we are showing the arrow markup. 11,047 is what it ended last year. So if you have to go by that, this year at 10,800 or something, you should be ending this whole thing. Then Btech Production Engineering, last year at 18,304. This time it's 17,114. It dropped by about 1,190 ranks, right? And 20,879 is what it ended with last time. So this time I think ideally it should be at less than 20,000 the way it is moving. Then Btech Metallurgical and Materials Engineering, 17,800 last year. This year 17,400, a 393 rank drop. Last year it ended with 21,243. This year it should be less than 25,000. This is our expectation. We're talking of open category, JEE Main rank. We're only discussing open category because we want to understand the demand. Now, typically what happens is when you actually create some very good programs at IITs, NITs, at the top level NITs and IITs, you actually have students graduating. So to that extent, for example, if IIT Bombay were to open another branch of CSC, it can be AI, machine learning or something like that, you actually have everything else for going up by 60 ranks. So to that extent, the competition also decreases because every student graduates, scales up there. So when you actually have good institutions creating good programs, good branches, then to that extent the competition gets reduced at the bottom level, which is what you will see in this one, right? You look at Btech CSC for example. Last time the first round was at 1104, it ended at NIT Trichy. They say it's 1,317, a 213 rank drop. That's massive. Now CSE should be more competitive, right? But in this particular case, it dropped because many of the students possibly would have first made a choice for something else, which is CSE only, but something else at IITs or something, and because of which you see this drop. The other thing that you can also, when you deal with the home state, it is also to do with how the state students perform. But this is outside the home state, and that's the kind of drop that we saw at 213 drop. So my opinion, by the time it ends this time around, this will be about 1,600 plus. Last year it was 1,449. This time it will be about 1,600 plus is what you can expect. Btech Mechanical, it was last year 7,675. This time it's 7,872. A drop of 197 ranks. Right. Last year it ended at 8,339. This year it will end with about 8,500 and above. Btech Chemical Engineering last time 11,454. This time it's 11,645. A drop of 191 ranks. So to that extent the competition came down. And last year it ended with 11,935. This year it should be about 12,000 and above. Btech Civil Engineering last time was 15,575. This time it's 15,884. A drop of 309 ranks. By the way, this we notice across all the branches as far as civil is concerned, that every NIT, IIT and all seems to be reporting a drop in the competition for civil, and that seems to be the case here. And last year it ended with 17,304. So this year you should be ending with about 17,700 or something like that, right? Now let's talk of home state. Now home state has a different factor altogether because it also depends on how the students of the particular state performed in that examination. Because it is inter-say the state students only. It's not all India, it is inter-say the state students only. So this might not be reflective about the competition for the branch, but reflective also about the competition within the state of how many students actually got a better score as compared to what it was last year. Now let's talk of the home state quota. In the home state, what you have at this point in time is, if you see BSc, Btech CSC, last year it was 4,463 in round 1. This time it's 3,812. Which means the students of Tamil Nadu have done so well that it dropped by 651 ranks even for CSC branch. Which means that there are more number of students who actually have got a far better rank in the state of Tamil Nadu as compared to last year. That is very clear from this thing, right? And last year it ended with 4,569. This year it will not cross 4,000. That's how it looks like when you look at the data, right? Btech Electronics and Communication, last time it was 6,947. This time it's 5,055, right? Which means 1,892 is a drop for electronics this time around from the state of Tamil Nadu in the home state category, right? Last year it ended with 7,076. This year it will not cross 5,300. So the state of Tamil Nadu has become very, very competitive this time around, and that is very, very clear for me. Btech Electrical and Electronics Engineering, 9,052 it was last time. This year it's 7,642. Again a drop of 1,410. If you notice all these things, you will notice one thing, that the state of Tamil Nadu has done so well that for everything in the home state category, you will actually see far greater competition than what it was last year. Far greater competition. And 9,411 was last year. So this year it will be about less than 8,000. Btech Instrumentation and Control, 12,414 last year, 11,816 last year, 598 drop. This year, last year it ended with 13,500. This time it will be less than 13,000 rank. Btech Mechanical, 13,628 versus 12,311, 1,317 drop. Right, 14,978 is what you saw here. Right, and this time the way it's going, it will be about 13,500. Btech Chemical, 17,196, 15,322, 1,874 is the drop in the number of ranks. 2,393 is what you saw last time around. This time less than 19,000 is what you will close it, 18,500 possibly. Then you have Btech Production Engineering, 26,644 last year, 21,470 this year, 2,174 is the drop, 24,160 is what it closed last year. This time less than 22,000 you will actually exhaust the thing. Btech Metallurgical and Materials, 25,473 versus 24,281, a 1,192 drop, 27,118 is what it closed last year. This will be less than 26,000 this year. Home state, Trichy is what we're talking about right now. Btech Civil, 27,257 versus 25,480, 1,777 drop, 31,593 is what it was last year. By the time it closed it, this time it will be less than 30,000. The more interesting thing actually when you see this is, while all these things, the competition is intensified as far as Tamil Nadu state is within the home state category is concerned, there is not a single branch where it became easy. Like in the non-home state category, there you have actually seen a lot of branches where the competition has become much more easier because for whatever reasons, but the competition has become very easier because many seats have come in at the top possibly, right? But when you deal with the home state category for Tamil Nadu, for the NIT Trichy, not a single branch, you could actually ease off the competition. The competition has not become easy for not a single branch. It's become more difficult for every single branch that is there in NIT Trichy. That speaks volumes about the way the students of Tamil Nadu performed in the current JEE Main and JEE Advanced. Now this other thing, like we'll also talk of the category ranks here. We're talking of NIT Trichy, branch-wise highest closing rank. Outside home state. We're talking about outside home state. Only earlier what I discussed just now is within the home state. Now we're talking about outside home state across categories at a branch level. For Btech CSE 1449 was it last year. 257 for EWS. OBC-NCL was 434. SC was 283 and ST was 64. Btech Electronics was 3283 last year. 465 for EWS. OBC-NCL is 1240. 597 for SC and 270 for ST. Btech Electrical and Electronics is 5637 for open category, EWS is 987, 2288 for OBC-NCL, SC was 1035 and 467 for ST. Btech Mechanical 8339 for open category, 1565 for EWS category, 4067 for OBC-NCL, 1321 for SC and ST is 263. Btech Instrumentation and Control 11047 for open category, 1605 for EWS, OBC-NCL is 4146, SC is 2180, ST is 924. Btech Chemical 11935 for open category, 2002 for EWS, 5416 for OBC-NCL, SC is 2663, 896 for ST. Btech Civil Engineering 17304 for open category, 2980 for SC, EWS, OBC-NCL is 6703, 3119 for SC and 695 for ST. This is last year's highest closing cutoff rank at a category level for each of the branches. Btech Production is 2879 for open category, 3423 for EWS, 8036 for OBC-NCL, SC is 3946 and 1881 for ST. Btech Metallurgical 21243 for open category, EWS was 3144, OBC-NCL was 8021, 3864 for SC and ST is 1806. So that is what NIT Trichy is about. What we're trying to do is to exactly tell you how it's panning out at outside the home state category and within the home state category. It tells you relatively the competition that's there and the chances that you have for you to get into a branch of your choice in a college of your choice. If you want me to cover anything else, please write to me in the message box here. Do subscribe to Btech360, and I must thank University of Bristol for partnering with us when we are doing this endeavor to ensure that every student takes a more informed decision. Thank you so much. Namaste.